What do you mean you've never heard Pop Girlies? Well, hello.
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 How are we today? Are we excited to get into this Tranquility gig?
We are at the
Girl, we're
moon.
ready.
Yay.
We are on the moon. The moon
For
is
real,
where we
I'm
are.
so excited to get into this. It's such new territory for Pop Girlies.
It is new territory. It's new. Wait, it's not a century. What is it when it's just a number?
Hmm?
Did that make any sense? Because
Oh,
we're
what
in the
is it?
hundreds now. So it's like, but like it's not a century because this isn't a year thing. So like new, do you know what I'm saying? Because
I
we
think I
were
do
in the
know what you're
first
saying.
hundred, but now we're not. We're now in the new hundreds.
I mean,
So like if this was years, this would be like centuries. Uh,
uh, I think I'm
girl, for the last 10 minutes, everything I have said has been
we are
met with
making
vacant
such little
stares
sense.
by Drew and Maria because they have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Okay, well, I said I had to look up the word centennial just to confirm, but that is just like the 100th anniversary of something. So that doesn't really apply here.
Whatever. I'm stupid. Just
Girl, no, you're not
Pop
you can.
stupid.
Girlies listeners, please don't give us any shade for our vocabulary skills at the moment.
Well, it's
'Cause
not it's mine. I can't speak. You guys are normal and fine. You have I'm just gonna log off. Bye.
No, no, you can't. Levi, no.
You'll never see me again. That song.
That song, love that song. Well, how are we all doing? The three Pop Girlies had the pleasure of hanging out together last night. So we've actually just all seen each other.
We
What
have.
privilege.
What privilege.
I'm privileged. We're privileged.
Just being in your
I'm
guys' company. It's amazing.
I'm Miss Itchy Back right now. So I got a really bad
Oh,
sunburn over
Yep.
the weekend and it's faded really well actually. I think I've avoided a lot of pain, but the itchy back started maybe like
yeah.
2, 3 hours ago and I am a little bit in torture. Maybe that's also why I can't really speak because yeah, it's bad. Like
Have you started peeling?
well, I can't see my back.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure it's peeling the
I'm
boot.
sure it is, but I haven't attempted to look at it in a mirror. But
Right.
I'm
It
sure
makes
that it
sense.
is because I don't know how a fucking could be feeling like this and not be peeling.
Right. Oh,
So I'm
darn.
sure it
That's such
is.
a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's my own fault. I was stupid. What are you gonna
Wear
do?
sunscreen, folks. It's important.
This is a PSA. Wear sunscreen.
Well, I mean, anything else we want to share from our lovely weekends, or do we want to get right into our hot tracks?
I,
I'm good to get in.
I'm not sharing anymore. I'm good.
Well, I have a feeling that there's a high potential that Drew's hot track is going to tie directly with his exciting plans that he had this past weekend. So maybe Drew, potentially,
Yes.
if you want to go first.
Yeah, my hot track has been hyped upon by the two girlies before we got on that I wanted to save a surprise for when we were recording.
Again, this was another moment where I was saying something and it was like I was speaking in Mandarin for as much sense as it made to
Well,
everybody else on
no,
the
no, no,
call.
no. Levi was trying to make good conversation, and then I was like, oh no, let's just save it for the pod.
Because you care about our audience.
I do.
I
So
do.
yeah, so over the weekend I got to go to the Casey Musgraves show with my parents. It was a great time. And I really loved the show. And it really made me come around to the album a lot. I know we were kind of lukewarm on the new Casey album. Um, and yeah, I had a great time. I loved all of the songs that she did from the new album, and um, y'all know how much I love a tour opener. And Miss Musgraves really delivered. I think probably her best, no, her second best tour opener. And the tour opener was Everybody Wants to Be a Cowboy, and it was fierce as fuck.
Drew,
Um,
question.
yes.
Did she open with flying down on the ball sack, or was that
No, 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 no,
okay?
no. No. She opened. Her stage setup was like really cool. Actually, I really liked. I thought it worked really well. So it was like the stage was in the middle of the arena, and then there was like a little. It wasn't like a stage catwalk. It was like a catwalk on the ground that went to the back of the stage, like where the normal in an arena show where normally the stage would be.
Yeah.
And it was like a backdrop with like a shed sort of thing. You just have to look up photos. It's like
Oh,
really hard to
cool.
describe.
I mean, was it
But
like
so she
free?
entered from that shed thing in like a cool like light, and then went like walked through the audience to get on stage. It was really cool.
Oh, I
Ooh.
see. I'm seeing this. I see what you. I see it.
It was like a really cool use of the space.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it was excellent. But yeah, that was my favorite highlight of the show. I think she like nailed the opener shot.
Love.
Your first place Casey tour opener is
Slow burn,
Slow
of
Burn, right?
course.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
that
of
was Golden
course.
Hour tour,
Yes.
correct?
Oh, what a world tour.
Oh, what a world tour, excuse me.
Oh my God, that is such a good tour name. That I think is up there with Drowned World Tour.
That's a great tour name as well.
You
Oh,
put the
what a
world in
world
the tour name and it's
tour.
just good.
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah. You know what I
Yeah.
think is classy as hell? When a tour name is not named after the album, but it's named after like a lyric.
Same.
Like
Yes.
Gracie Look at My Life tour.
Right.
Or even kind of the Phoebe Lost, just the Lost tour. Like I love that it's not like
Yeah.
the Lost Weekend tour. But like just like something like that, I'm just like, God, you're so fucking classy.
You're just so
I'm
fucking
trying to
class.
think of more examples. Like that's such a good category of tour names. It's like when it's a lyric. It's not exactly the album cover or the album
The
title.
Olivia tour, Unraveled tour.
Yes, that is one. Yes. When
Right.
does that start?
I don't know. I'm going in October, so I don't know where Chicago's at, but
And then Drew, we have two concerts in September, right? Phoebe and Gracie.
Gracie.
Aren't we going to Gracie?
Girl, Gracie's in February, ho. Girl,
Now, why the hell was I thinking it was in September?
I
Girl.
don't girl,
That
I don't know about
sunburn.
that.
The
That summer
summer.
girl.
The sunburn.
No, no, no. Yeah, Miss Gracie's tour doesn't start, I think, until like December
Oh
Oh,
wow. Who's
or
opening for
November.
well,
Gracie?
clearly I didn't know that.
She has a bunch of different openers. I actually don't know who's opening for ours.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
Speaking of openers, I was listening to the Phoebe opener today, Alex G,
oh,
I'm
who was
familiar with the name.
because I kind of feel like you would maybe like the vibe a bit, Maria. It kind of reminded me of
Yeah.
some of like the boy music that you listen to, but he was a producer on Last Weekend.
I did
Right.
know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely like hear similar. I was listening to his most recent album, which I think came out last year, and I can definitely you can hear similarities between like the production choices
For
on Last
sure.
Weekend.
T.
It was good though. I mean, I like, me and men singing, like it's not always my tea, but I was, really challenging myself and being brave, and it was good.
Oh my
Good.
gosh. Well, I'm so glad you were brave and gave it a go.
It was a good thing that happened.
Yes. Well, Levi, do you want to go ahead with your hot track next?
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll go next. Well, I did not have Miss Concert Experience Extravaganza Eleganza catharsis moment like Drew. So my hot track is derived from one of the songs that played during my long run this past weekend. Anybody who's on my close friends Instagram story will know that I ran 16 miles for my marathon training. And a lot of the times when I run, I listen to albums. But lately, I've just been kind of going off this playlist that I made maybe like 2 weeks ago. And what is kind of nice about running to a playlist is I listen to it on shuffle, so I don't know the order, which is not normally, I never listen to anything on shuffle normally. If anybody who knows me knows that when I make playlists, I structure them like they're albums. and I think about like the themes of the songs and the storytelling and all of that. But when you're running long distances, I do anything I can to keep my mind really engaged. Uh, ways to not think about shit, my body hurts. I want to stop. I want to stop. I want to stop, or I have so much further to go. And so it is kind of nice to like play the guessing game of, oh, I wonder what song's going to be next. And I had a really powerful moment to Shake It Out by Florence and the Machine. I had a very, very, I also had a really powerful moment to American Teenager by Ethel, but I'm not, because I think that's been a hot track before, hasn't it?
I'm not sure
Um,
actually.
I
I
know
know some
wait,
Sunday
I
people
can check right
have.
now.
Flies. Honestly, if it's not, if
No, no, it hasn't. It hasn't.
okay, well then, sorry, Miss Flo. I am gonna do because that was the best moment of the run. Was the American Shake It Out was probably number two. I thought the American Teenager had been selected before. Okay, so then I'm picking it. That I love you,
That is
Florence,
so tea.
because I was doing it
American
for my
Teenager,
daddy, and it was
American
doing it for
Teenager
him.
played in a Pilates class I went to recently.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
I mean, that's tea.
it was so tea.
I always think about that being one of Obama's favorite songs.
Always.
You know what also played in
It's
that
so
class?
funny. What?
24 Hours by Sky Ferreira.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Me not even
Imagine that.
I couldn't even comprehend that they would be playing a Sky Ferreira song, and
I know. I was
that's why I
like,
didn't go there automatically because I was
You're
like
like,
that just didn't even enter the realm of possibility for me.
the Shawn Mendes song.
I was trying to think of like I was like, is there a rap song called 24 Hours that like I'm not thinking of? Like, do I
right.
not know this tea?
No, literally, this class had 24 Hours, American Teenager, and Manicure.
So what I'm hearing, okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that this class was serving pop, rock, indie sleaze, unafraid to reference or not reference excellence.
Exactly, exactly.
That was the class theme.
It was when you signed up on online like that, it said all of that in the
All
class
of that.
title. Yeah.
Have you ever been to a Pilates class, Drew?
No.
I haven't either.
Oh,
Maria, do you
really?
go to the one with the reformer machine? Like, do you do the
I
machine?
do, yes.
There is a studio at the gym that I go to, and I am curious. I am
Hmm.
curious. Also, there's you could do like private, like one-on-one sessions with the
Yeah.
machines, and that trainer is Miss Attractive. So the thought has
Okay.
crossed my mind, you know,
Right.
of entertaining something for a few different reasons. But uh
Right.
girl, those machines, I've done something on it before and it was hard.
Yeah.
Bro, it
The
looks.
the studio that I go to, they have like their own like trademarked reformer.
Okay.
So it's like a slightly different design than like kind of like the universal Pilates reformer. Because usually a reformer will have like the two shoulder blocks, like kind
Yes.
of right at the top, which I've always kind of struggled with. Like, I just feel like, you know, if there's more in your way, like if you're not like sometimes if you're not like super skinny mini, then like you have to make a lot of adjustments, especially if there's like
Mm,
actual objects in your way or if the reformer's just like smaller. So it hasn't like greatly diminished my experience of going to like other Pilates classes where they do have that more standard reformer, but the studio that I go to, it's like very like the reformer's like nice and big. There's nothing in your way. Like there really aren't a ton of modifications you would need to make because of your size, no matter how, where on the spectrum that might be, which I really love and appreciate. So that's my that's my soapbox about Pilates
Yeah.
reformers. But yeah, I love Pilates. I used to do Pilates when I was younger, as like a supplementary activity because I figure skated. So I would also do like ballet and Pilates, like all those kind of things to like help you with whatever your main sport or activity is. But yeah, I've just like gotten into it over the last year again. And yeah, I love it. And there's and I all the instructors usually play like really great music, but there's a couple in particular where it's like, girl, these playlists really pop off. So like it was just so tea to have like those songs play in that recent class. So sorry, I kind of took over your hot track time, Levi.
take it over.
Did you have anything else to say about Florence or Ethel?
No,
Okay. Okay, well, I'll go.
that
It's
wasn't
my
me. I wasn't being shady. I just didn't have anything else to say.
No, 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 no. So my hot track though, it shouldn't be a huge surprise because I definitely was referencing it that would most likely be my hot track this week, which it obviously is. But last week I was talking about Fontaine's DC, how excited I am for their upcoming album. So now their lead single from their next album called Dopamine Chamber has been released, and the song is called Marianne. So shout out to Miss Marianne, mother of
You
the
know
pod.
who.
You know who. But yeah, like I've been streaming this song like crazy. It's so, so, so good. I love it so much. Like it has such like Depeche Mode, The Cure, kind of like rock, pop kind of vibes, and like I'm just so here for it. So I'm like so excited for this album. I think it's gonna be so good, and I really hope I can see them on tour when they tour for this because I've never seen them live. So that would just be like a huge gag. So that's my hot track.
Love. It's a good song. I liked it a lot when I listened to it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited. We'll definitely do the album when it comes out, which is coming up actually in October, but I definitely think as far as I like we talked about scheduling just now, but that's one I don't think we need to do it right away, but we'll certainly do it around the release for sure, I think. So I think we're ready to get into this Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino gig. I'll start us off with some background and then we'll get into our thoughts. But this is our first time talking about like a major band of the 21st century as a whole. They've been active since 2002. But it's Arctic Monkeys. Everyone cheered. They are a rock band from Sheffield, England. And yeah, they are just massive in the contemporary rock scene. They have spanned multiple genres throughout their career, starting off more in like an indie garage rock kind of vibe, and then all the way to where they're at now, which is more like a psychedelic rock, lounge pop kind of vibe. So Alex Turner is the lead singer and guitarist. Matt Helders is the drummer. Jamie Cook is the guitarist, and their bassist is Nick O'Malley. And something that's also really interesting, like with this kind of being a band I've like not like grown up with, like I wasn't listening to them in like the 2000s, like I was definitely listening to them around like the AM era, like 2013, which is very pivotal of like the Tumblr, like 2010 Tumblr, 1975, The Neighborhood, Arctic Monkeys, like, just all bands like within that ecosystem. Like it's just so emblematic of that time. And they were a pivotal artist in what's considered blog rock, as well as artists just like being discovered via the internet in general. Like they're kind of one of the pioneering bands of that phenomenon. But as I said before, like what most people know them from is from their 2013 album AM, which features billions of hits, is including Do I Want to Know, Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High, etc., etc. And a little bit of a sidebar, but something I find really interesting, and I think this is a perfect artist to kind of or like talk about this around, is just like the impact that the streaming era has on music, especially since their rise to like household name stardom was really because of like the internet, Tumblr, and blogging and all of this stuff. But now, like their discography, especially AM, has seen such a resurgence, or at least just like a very healthy uh like shelf life and popularity because of TikTok and streaming. Because I'm sure we've all seen like a billion TikTok videos, or at least just short form content that features their songs, especially just like random album tracks from AM, like Number One Party Anthem and I Wanna Be Yours are like major, major, major songs off that album that now have billions upon billions of streams because they're like really popular TikTok sounds, you know? Like at least on Spotify, I'm looking now. I Wanna Be Yours has almost 4 billion streams. Um, Number One Party Anthem has about a billion. Do I Want to Know has 3 billion. So it's just like really interesting to see. And I was actually discussing this with some friends not too long ago, just about how like sometimes when you look at streaming numbers like that, I almost wish that like when you looked at albums down streaming platforms, there was some sort of footnote of like, hey, just so you know, this song was used in a TikTok sound, and that's why it has 4 billion streams. Like, why does the
Mm.
random album closer of this album have 4 billion streams? Certainly it wasn't that popular, you know? So I think that's just like such an interesting phenomenon of how much streaming and short form content slash TikTok popularity can influence just how music performs on a commercial level. Like I think that's so fascinating. So yeah, I think especially AM, but like Arctic Monkeys in general, I think is like an interesting guinea pig for that. Just kind of like looking at that under a microscope, you know? Um, so since then, they have had a major genre pivot. We'll get into that shortly. But AM is certainly what most people know them from. Their first album, which is called Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, is has a huge song on it called I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor. And Arctic Monkeys actually performed that at the opening ceremony of the 2012 London Summer Olympics. And they also performed Come Together by the Beatles. But that's kind of a fun fact. Every now and then I go down like rabbit holes of like watching a lot of the Olympics opening and closing ceremonies. And the London opening ceremony from 2012 is just like a really crazy one because it's so star-studded. It's like the whole thing is such a spectacle. So that's always a fun one to go rewatch. But specifically, getting into this album, Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino is Arctic Monkeys' sixth studio album. It was recorded over 2 years and released on May 11th, 2018. It was produced by Alex Turner as well as James Ford, and the singles were 4 out of 5 and the title track. Fun fact, Alex Turner designed the cover himself on top of a tape deck. And the title of the album itself refers to Tranquility Base, which is the site of the 1969 Apollo 11 moon landing. So, as I said before, this is a major genre departure, especially if you consider AM and if you're familiar with it, especially if you knew it and loved it when it came out and in the following years, because AM has like a very like greaser indie rock pop kind of vibe. And this, I think this like both albums still have the same level of drama in a way, but sonically this is extremely different. This is very jazzy. It's very like glam rock, space pop inspired. And it's got a lot of different sounds. I think some of this is like quite easy listening. And then there's some songs on this that are like actually really abrasive or even like a little bit more atmospheric and a little bit more sparse. Something too, interesting to note is this is also kind of a little bit more sonically on par with The Last Shadow Puppets, which is Alex Turner's side project with fellow musician Miles Kane, who himself is referenced on the album, especially and with a couple other name drops who you guys may have picked up on. Um, but he was doing Last Shadow Puppets in between AM and this. And after having written the music for Last Shadow Puppets, he was feeling a little bit uninspired to write love songs. And then also made a big lyrical pivot as well. So the album draws from science fiction and film with topics spanning consumerism, politics, religion, and technology. This is also something of a concept album. with various songs being narrated by different characters. For example, the lounge singer at the bar of the hotel is the singer or the narrator rather on Star Treatment. And then the title track is narrated by Mark, who's the receptionist at the hotel. And if it wasn't already clear, the Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino is a hotel on the moon. So there's a
Obviously.
concept for you. Obviously. So yeah, this is like very lyrically dense. I feel like this is an album where like you kind of just have to like pick through the weeds on like, is this lore about this actual fictional hotel? Is this like commentary that Alex Turner's making about something? So it's definitely an interesting album just to sit with. And it's interesting too, kind of reading up on it too, that, his fellow band members were like, also just really like, whoa, I can't believe this is kind of where he's taking the next album. And there's also, I think, like a 10-minute short film on them kind of writing and recording and producing the album. Because I also believe this was partially recorded at Alex Turner's home studio, I believe, which he called Lunar Surface, which is also referenced on the album. So there's some fun facts for you. But I think that's everything I wanted to get into as far as the background. I've said this so many times, but I've just been like so excited to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Because it's like the first time we're talking about a band that I love so much and just also has like such an expansive catalog of music. But this is like the like album that came out of left field, you know? I'm not sure. I mean, like, I don't remember having like super strong expectations for what their follow-up to AM would have been. But like I it kind of did seem at the time that like people really had their hearts set on like an AM too. And this is obviously just so not that. But yeah, I'm just so excited for your thoughts. And maybe depending on how you liked this or not, we may or may not do more of their music. Maybe at least AM for its cultural relevance. But again, just really excited for what you guys have to say about it. Um, I think I'm gonna pick Drew to go first.
Slay. Well,
Yay.
thanks for the little write up, Miss
I know that was great,
Marita.
Marita.
Yes. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Um, so yeah, so I literally what I obviously knew of the band, but I knew none of their songs. The only the only exposure that I had was through a play that Levi and I did in college. There was a little snippet of "Why do you always call me when you're high?" But I don't know any of the other song. Like I just know the like little chorus melody of it, which I think is pretty good. Um, so yeah, I really didn't know what to think of this. And so I like didn't even know the guy's voice, whatever. But I did know that Maria loves. And I think that the name is like very clever. And I love the cover of it too. So I was definitely like, okay, this is gonna be kooky, weird, fun vibe. Um, and it started really strong for me. I got like a huge. I don't know if this is like way far off left field. I got a huge Danny Elfman vibe from his voice.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's
Whoa. I'm
like
gonna
I'm
have to
like,
let
oh,
that
Jack
marinate.
Skellington is singing the house, which I
Oh, so
think
you're
works for
talking
this.
specifically Danny Elfman as Jack Skellington.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like the way that he. I mean, this album to me is so like October night, chilly, like this is an album that I think I would be scared to listen to by myself walking home at night.
Oh,
Wait,
Like
that's a
boo.
his voice
Ooh.
is very haunting to me. Um, which I think works for a lot of the album. I think there's a very haunting vibe. I don't know if that's, whatever. Uh,
I mean, it's definitely not like an uplifting sound.
oh, definitely not.
Like
No.
This
I
is
Yeah.
get what you're
not
saying.
Morning Mary, merry-go-round, picket fence, laughy la di da. This is not that.
Right. Very not that. Um, so yeah, kind of. So I really loved the instrumentation in all of this. I think that is like by far the highlight for me. I think it like very much captures a specific vibe and like really runs with it. I yeah, and I didn't know any of what their sound was going to be, and so I feel like they captured their specific niche on this album like very well. So I'd be interested to see like obviously it seems like this AM album seems to be like their quintessential production vibe. So I'd be interested to see like how different it is from this because I really just I haven't been exposed to them. Um but yeah, kind of what you're talking about for the lyrics, I definitely was a little lost with some of it. And I even tried to read up on a little lore because I knew that, you know, the lyrics were they just weren't necessarily my vibe. Like I was getting a little like Harry Styles flashbacks. Like I feel like there was like a lot of kooky things that were being said that I didn't know if I needed to pause and like comprehend and then move on to try to like pick up the vibe. But it didn't really it seems like an album that's not uh like I feel like it is like a lyrical album. It just the lyrics are not what the focus I think was intended to be. Like I think very much just capturing just a kooky vibe. But for me personally, it was a little bit hard to latch on to. Um, there are definitely moments for me that stuck out, like in productions that I'm really excited to get into. Um, but for the most part, it was a little too similar in between, and I listened 4 times, and I was trying to pick apart like different pieces, and I definitely got like a few moments that I was like, okay, this is like really amazing, and it was all production focused. But there was just a few times where I was like, okay, I don't know how needed this was, or I don't know how many times, like, you listen to it where you pick up on the differences of the songs. Like, I feel like that's something that maybe could have been enhanced with, like, time with the album, like, going away and coming back to it. Um, but yeah, and I think with that, I was craving a lot more melodic structure to the songs, um, especially like knowing that they're capable of like "Why'd You Always Call Me When You're High." That melody, I don't think was present on this as much. But again, I don't really know if that's some. I mean, they clearly were not going for something like this. I think specifically coming from an album where they're making a lot of like songs that obviously popped off that were very catchy that are even popular today. I think a huge sharp turn from that would be something like this where they're not really going for these huge kind of hits. They're just kind of making whatever I like how you were talking about how he had like a lot of writer's block. That definitely feels like you can almost feel a sense of like anger and a sense of like non-conforming to this like music structure that he was probably tired of from the last album. um but yeah, I noted a lot. I was like, this I bet sounds really good on vinyl. I don't know if you have it.
Yes. Drew, do you remember freshman year of college, I got this like really cool like pearlescent
Oh,
pressing of this album like
yeah.
during our freshman year of college, and I got it off of Depop.
Oh shit, really?
Yes. But it's like
Yeah,
a really
I
cool
was like, the
pressing.
whole time I was listening to it, I was like, girl, this would be so good to just put on and like do some
Yeah.
chores or whatnot.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, this definitely just like does not. This is just so not something I would ever go to. So I'm glad that I listened to it from like your lens because obviously it's something that you very much are into. But I'm happy that I listened to it. And yeah, I mean, it's obviously just not as much my thing,
Mhm.
but hey,
Hey.
hey.
Hey. Oh my
Hey.
I
gosh.
also like I love the idea of this being like a whole hotel and casino thing. I I think they could have like I almost got a little like oh when you said like there were different characters at play. I'm like, girl, okay, so we need to distinguish these characters a little more if we're gonna sell that, you know. Um, I needed a little bit more than that. So I'm just gonna not. If I ever listen to this again, I'm not gonna remember that.
Just don't pay attention to it. That's fair. I mean,
But
I feel like I'll talk about it more, but like I do
yeah,
feel like concept albums kind of like they're on kind of a tightrope because it's like, do you
yeah.
want to not give enough lore and then leave listeners kind of wanting more? Or do you put in too much lore and then it's like too convoluted for the average listener, you know?
Well, in an album like this that I feel like is so sonically cohesive, like I feel like something like that where there are different characters at play, it's very easy to distinguish in like sonics. And this is like this is so sonically cohesive I can't even stand it. Where it's like, okay, I don't know like how we were supposed to kind of figure this out.
Right.
But but obviously like the lore can be the lore and I love lore. So there's
Period.
that.
Yes. Amazing.
So yeah,
Yay.
that's my tranquility thoughts.
Oh my gosh,
That's your
amazing.
tranquility.
Tea.
Whoa.
Whoa, I feel enlightened.
My mind amazes me sometimes.
Well, Levita, want to go and write into your thoughts?
Yes. Yeah, this is my first Arctic Monkeys project. I mean, I feel like as long as I've been a teenager and onwards, like which I guess the 2013. I'm trying to think of the way to say this. Like as long as I feel like I've like actually like had like a real brain that like works, I've known what the AM album cover is. Like that is just to me like one of the most distinctive album covers ever. And like especially with it coming out in 2013, which was, when the three of us were becoming teenagers. And like for me, I was really, I think, kind of getting into my niche of like the kind of music that I really like to listen to. And like, you know, I love to be informed. I love being informed of things. And I feel like that image was everywhere. And I had so many friends who are Arctic Monkeys super fans. One of my best friends, Maddie, who you guys have met, she had a huge Arctic Monkeys poster in her house. She loved Arctic Monkeys. She loved Cage the Elephant. So like all these like little band, Young the Giant was another one that was big for which we've done before.
Hmm.
Um, so I feel like I've always known about these things. This just isn't like the terrain that I am naturally drawn to. And it was actually funny listening to this record and then hearing you talk, Maria, the idea of like, wow, there really is another world out there because like this shit is having 4 billion streams and th- this is just so not consequential to my life at all. Or like, and that's no chino shade. That just mean that like, people who are different from me maybe experience the same thing with Madonna. Like Madonna will come up and they'll be like, wow, like there are really people who out there listen to Madonna. Or like, wow, there are really people out there just listening to Taylor Swift. Who the fuck listens to that? And that's how you should need to know that like everything is so subjective. People's experience of life is so subjective. I hate when people are like, oh yeah, this person, that artist isn't even that big. I never hear them out. And I never hear them ever. This song isn't a real hit. I never hear that song ever. It's like, okay, whatever. That doesn't make any sense. That's so stupid. Sorry, me getting on like a really that bugs me a lot when people do that, but that's not what we're here to discuss. So it was fun getting to get into this album because this is also an album I've known all about its entire life. My friends were really excited when this album was announced. And, I kind of watched in real time people experience this new record that wasn't what they thought it was going to be. I mean, 5 years is a long time, like for any like wait for an album, especially like after like huge, massive, major culture shifting moment that was AM. Like you were really like operating under some really big expectations. And so I think the coolest thing to do in that scenario is something like what they did here, which is completely go in the opposite direction, subvert every single expectation. So like you almost like break the listener's brain and that like it can't be compared to what has come before. And like I think why that might be an alienating choice artistically initially, because I can understand being a longtime fan, being super excited about what you think is going to be AM2, and then you listen to this and you're like, huh? I get that that could maybe be difficult, but I think it is something that becomes more rewarding over time and is ultimately the more interesting route. So just knowing about the concept of the record and the context within their band, discography and history, I was super excited when Maria came to us and said that she wanted to do this. I thought this was going to be really cool. I love the title. I think the title is so striking. This entire just concept of like a hotel on the moon that is so like distinctive. I've never really like seen a similar concept explored in like literature or film. I'm sure maybe something exists out there. I just haven't been privy to it. I don't know her. Um, and I love the cover. I agree with you, Drew. The cover is so effing cool. I love how like tactile it is. Like I love that it's like a real thing. This like cardboard model that he made that is on a like tape deck recorder. But then I also love that it's just like submerged in darkness. And so it looks like it's in space, like it's just like floating. It is such a striking image. The font choice is excellent. It's like pure excellence to me. I love this album cover. So, getting into the record itself, girl, I liked this. I gotta say, I did. This is a kooky album. This album is kooky bananas. Like the first song, first right away, we're talking about the Strokes. Then we're calling up the Martini Police and we're singing all these things that I don't even know what he's talking about, and he's making all these references. Blade Runner's getting dropped. I'm like, what is going on? But I really kind of got taken in immediately. I think it's a really effective album opener. Uh, I maybe gun to my head wouldn't have really been able to describe to you what his voice was like. And Maria, I would love to kind of know how his vocal performance compares on this to like their previous music because he sounded so much like David Bowie to me. Like so much of this album is so David Bowie, which again, like I love that you commented on the glam rock, the space pop, like that kind of vibe. I mean, this is such a 70s feeling album, even if this is maybe jazzier in a lot of places and loungier than kind of what I think of when I think of David Bowie, just like the way that he presented himself vocally, the choices he was making, the kind of like swagger and like charm he has with a lot of his vocal performances, the way that like it's not quite talk singing, but it's not like singing. Like it's like it's I don't know, it's like somewhere in between those two things, the way that he sings on most of this record, and it feels very David Bowie to me.
But
That
is it
is
singing?
well, but like it's not like singing like Adele sings. Like that's like
Right.
that's a very fluid singing. And then there's like something that's maybe more rhythmic, that's like talk singing. And like there's just something conversational about his vocal presence, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's not fluid and it's not melodic, I don't think.
Right.
It's
Well,
fashion.
it's fashion.
I think that made a lot of sense.
No, it made total sense.
He's doing a bit.
I'm doing the Bob the drag queen bit.
Well, I thought you were a girl. I thought you guys were coming for me again for not making any sense.
No, 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 no,
No,
I'm,
no,
no.
I'm,
no, 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 no. That's why, because you go, it's singing, but it's not singing. It's not melodic. So I said, but is it fashion? Is
oh,
it
I get it
Is
singing?
it
now.
singing?
Girl, I thought you were coming for my gig. I was like, I thought I explained that really well. But I'm fighting this fucking itch right now. You don't even know. And I just found this gum that I'm gonna have some. I don't even know where this came from. Anyways,
Girl. Well,
Um,
I would say like Levi, if you're like really into this kind of like more David Bowie kind of vibe, but then like definitely listen to the two Last Shadow Puppets albums because those I think more lean more
okay.
sonically David Bowie than this does. But like obviously yes, like David Bowie is like a huge comparison for this album and rightfully
It's
so.
so Bowie. It's so,
Yeah.
and like, I could totally see him. Honestly, I mean, he's Miss Alien. And so
Well,
I
yeah.
totally see him having done like this album, like making an album about a hotel on a moon. Dude,
Yeah,
why are you
completely.
laughing? You're just
Drew thinks that Levi chewing gum right now is the funniest thing since
Girl,
ever.
you go, oh, I found gum. I don't know where the gum came from. I'm gonna have some. And then now you're chewing gum while talking on the podcast.
yeah. I mean, is that like legal?
Is that like, oh?
Is someone gonna come in and arrest me? Give me your warrant. I want to see it. It better be accredited. Signed by notary. Do notary? I don't know what they do with warrants. Anyways, that was the big kind of like gag for me of the record. I think that this is a very, I like that you said, Maria, that there's an aspect of this that is easy listening because it does have, it's very listenable. I think it is, has a really nice, like, now I'm going to start coughing.
Oh,
Oh,
girl.
somebody talk for a second. I have to drink my Gatorade.
Wait, I was gonna actually say something else based on. Oh, well, actually, Levi, to answer kind of what you were saying earlier about his singing voice. I actually think that like this album and their most recent album, The Car, are like the most like singing,
Oh,
like
really?
proper singing
Oh,
that he's
interesting.
done. I mean, I think he's getting more into this like deeper talk, jazzy, loungy kind of vibe here, like obviously. Um, but especially since they've been around for so long, like if you go and listen to their other music, like he's obviously singing. Like you know, he's not like just shouting, like he is certainly singing, but I feel like his music like or his like vocal stylings in their earlier music like it also has like a little bit more of a boyish quality to it because he is so
Mm,
much younger than he is now.
yeah.
You know, like having the opportunity to look back on the music now knowing what he sounds like now and the music that they are like more want to be making now. It's just so different. But I definitely think that like his like the way he sang in their previous albums and just sonically like their albums used to be a lot louder. Like much louder, just kind of what you would think of when you're thinking of like 2010s, late 2000s, just like rock music, you know, kind of
Yeah.
grungy.
No, I would love to listen to their earlier
Yeah, their
records.
first album is so good. And it's
Um,
so of the era too of like every song title is at least 5 or 6 words, like really
which
long.
I love that kind of shit. I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
We should bring that back.
Yep.
But I think that this is a very easy listening album. Also on the same flip note, it's really weird. A lot of these songs have a very weird structure, if they even have a structure at all. And so I do think there's a lack of hooks on here that like are easy to digest and grab onto. So I think that requires you to have your attention span super engaged. Like you have to really be like paying attention because when I was listening to it a few times, it's easy to get lost in it, which
Hmm.
can be pleasant because the production is immaculate. Like I agree with Drew, production is easily my MVP. I think the Sonic shit here is tasty, tasty. It's so good, but the songs don't have that like predictable or like familiar structure of like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. There's not that really going on. I think the lyrics are really interesting. I mean, a lot of the times I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. I had to listen to this for the first time with the Wikipedia pulled up so I could kind of like follow along and be like, okay, this is what the fuck he's saying. Okay, he's talking about this here. Like, I probably would not have picked up just on like a first listen on my own the character shifts and everything. It was nice to have like that maybe spelled out a little for me. And yeah, so I think that is something that I just in my revisits with it will permeate and marinate for me more. exact content and like the full depth of what he's saying because clearly there's a lot going on. I mean, there are some very heady topics like the idea of like consumerism, the idea of what are like the geopolitical or like socioeconomic implications of having a hotel on a moon that like will cater to like really rich people that is like gentrifying space. Like it's a really interesting proposition to be thinking about. There's one lyric, I believe on 4 out of 5, that kind of touches on this when he's talking about the taqueria on the rooftop. That loved the taqueria on the rooftop. And
Yeah.
it was so good. It got 4 out of 5 stars. It's so
Yep.
funny.
Girl, we picked a good. Well, Maria picked a good week to do this for Levi Nation.
Why am I being funny?
In your cookie crazy state.
Well, I mean, my body is a Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. Your body might be a temple, mine is a hotel on the moon. That's the difference.
Tea.
So I would love to listen to a normal album from them, just like that isn't like them being crazy. So I could just experience maybe this Alex Turner, who, by the way, if he ever wants to, I know he has a very famous relationship, but if he ever wants to date a boy, Alex Turner, you are hot and we could talk offline. But that's neither here nor there. Um, but to kind of get into the vibe of like, what is it when they're not being the craziest, kookiest thing ever? But I think for like a major band coming back after a hiatus, a band that is commercial, specifically in the UK. I mean, they've had like chart toppers on the singles charts, which this kind of band, you really wouldn't think about that. Every single album they've had has debuted at #1 in the UK, except for their last one because they were fucking stupid and decided to release it the same day as Midnights by Taylor. I don't know why the fuck anybody let them do that. That's so stupid. Why would anybody do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Um, but to be at that level and pop this out, I just think is the coolest shit ever. And I just have so much respect for it. I think this is a vibe. There are some moments I don't vibe with. We can talk about those when we talk about them. But as a whole, I'm really into it. I'm into it. It's weird. It's kooky. It's cuckoo. I love it. It makes me, the last thing I'm going to say, it makes me feel like the entire time I was listening to it, I was visualizing Jessica Lange in American Horror Story Freak Show when she's singing Life on Mars. And that's like in Star Treatment, like
Whoa.
the lounge singer, like that's what I was thinking it was Elsa. Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay,
Now that's a vibe.
that's all I have.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, thank you both so much. Just to round out my thoughts before we get into our favorites and least favorites. I mean, this is my favorite Arctic Monkeys album. I vibe with this so much. I love how this sounds. And yes, like the lyrics are like pretty kooky crazy, but then they're also like really make you like kind of stop and think moments as well. Because I think everything that they kind of apply to this hotel on the moon can also be like directly paralleled to like real like socio-political issues. So it's I think an interesting vehicle to make like this very real commentary through in the form of a concept album and have it kind of get a little bit lost in the narrative, but then it can still come out the other side, like still being pretty coherent. Kind of again, like on the vibe of like concept albums too. I kind of think that I mean, I think this is honestly kind of the sweet spot where if you want to be really clued in to like, okay, so there's this hotel on the moon, there's these other characters, blah, blah, blah. Like you can kind of get really invested in it and then be like, oh my gosh, okay. You can even kind of maybe headcanon it yourself and be like, oh, well, I think maybe this is from another person's perspective, or maybe this is someone staying there. Like you could really immerse yourself in it and make it as big as you want it to be. Or, you can like appreciate some kooky lyrics like, this is Mark speaking. Please tell me how may I direct your call, and then just listen to the rest of it, in a pretty normal lens. So I think it's that sweet spot where the listener can really make whatever they want to make of it, but still like at least have an understanding that there's a concept throughout. So that's kind of the sweet spot in my opinion. I think concept albums, like I think they sometimes they can lean a little bit too heavy into concept. Like, and this is an album I love and like really loved in the day, but Danger Days by My Chemical Romance is one that comes to mind. Um, and it's partially because it like actually truly is based on a comic series by Gerard Way. But sometimes like concept albums can get kind of a little bit cartoonish and like a little bit too comic strip-y, where it's like, oh, okay, so like there's all like, oh my God, there's so many characters, like, oh my gosh, it's a little bit too overstimulating. Sometimes I think concept albums can just get way too convoluted and then there's way too much lore that it gatekeeps even the invested listener into understanding what's going on, i.e., 21 Pilots albums. If you have ever attempted to like listen to a 21 Pilots album that isn't like their first two, then honey, good luck because there is so much lore and it's so ridiculous. And you can search 21 Pilots, Trench album lore, and then videos that are hours long will show up. And it's like, girl, what are we doing here? I think a project that does warrant that amount of lore is maybe like Gorillas, because Gorillas itself is a band of cartoon characters. I think there it's warranted, but otherwise maybe not so much. But that's kind of my stream of consciousness about concept albums. But all that to say, I think it perfectly, meets those things in the middle, like the extremes in the middle of enough that you can still understand it, but then enough to kind of pique your interest and there's enough there for you to chew on. But I've always loved Arctic Monkeys, like from the 2010s, like when AM was coming out. I remember like my brother saw the AM tour when he was in high school. I think I was maybe still in middle school at the time, and I was so jealous. But the first time I saw them was for this tour, which was so fun. My friend and I had a pretty good spot, like pretty close to the stage, which was awesome. One of the merch items was the hotel key for the hotel. So I got that. I still have it. If you're on our Instagram, you'll see it in our post. But I love this. I just love the sonic landscape of it in general. And yeah, like kind of like I was saying before, I really love Alex's vocals here. I love that it's like just in this deeper register. It's like a little bit more casual from like a performance standpoint than their previous albums. But it's like quite easy listening. And I've listened to this like so much over the years that like it is something that's so sonically cohesive, like you both were saying, but I have like such a familiarity with it where it's like can certainly tell the songs apart. Like I know like the vibe of each one and like what each one kind of has to say. There are like a couple sonic shifts towards the end of the album, like kind of out of left field, where it's like, whoa, it's like even out of left field for this album. It's like, hello. So some of those are definitely interesting. So then did you guys pick up on the Lana Del Rey reference in this?
I did not. You're gonna have to educate me.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Aw.
fairly certain it's in Ultra Cheese. He mentions Lizzie, and that's Miss Lana Del Rey.
As in Lizzie Grant?
Girl as in Lizzie Grant herself.
Okay.
Wow.
Hmm.
I didn't
Uh
know that was happening.
yeah. I'm trying to find the exact
Was it what you wanted?
lyric.
I
Maybe
mean,
I'm
it's
thinking of a
always what I
different
want.
song actually.
Lizzie's always what I want.
I
I've
didn't know
kind of been in a Lana
exactly.
mood too lately. I had a really good workout to the album The Blue Banisters the other day.
Ooh.
My
Oh my gosh, I
banister,
hate that now that I'm looking for the lyric, I
blue.
can't find it. So now I feel insane, but it's
My blue
definitely
It's
in there.
okay.
banisters,
So yeah,
blue.
so yeah, uh, it's in there. Now I'm bothered.
Arctic Monkeys historian in the comment. You type it out. Tell
Someone
us where.
please, someone. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm slacking so hard right now. But all good. But I think those are all my thoughts. I mean, I love this album. Also, the music videos for this album are really cool. They did a lot of cool like late night performances too. Um, so yeah, just like love the vibe in general. I mean, yeah. I think you both all have equally covered like what I also really love about this album. So yeah. I think that's the tea on the Tranquility Base. Um
Yes, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So now we'll go into our favorites and least favorites. We'll start with our least favorite songs, our me hee hee hoo hoo hoos. So Drew, would you like to go first?
Yeah, my me is American sports. That was the one where I just was really zoning out. Really trying. I needed something to get me back in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Heard.
Well, mine is I this is the only one I really didn't fuck with. I don't like She Looks Like Fun. She looks like flop to me. Uh, Sonically, this was not my tea. This I don't know if this was maybe the one of the things that you were alluding to, Maria, with kind of like late in the album run sonic shifts, but this one is a pretty abrasive. The introduction I would even consider jarring, and it wasn't something that necessarily I would love to have in my headphones. But this is really the only one I felt that way about.
Right. No, I hear
So
you.
that's my me. Maria, what's yours?
Okay, guys. I realized I figured it out finally. It's the world's first ever monster truck front flip. This is not my me. It's the song that mentions Lizzie. It's you and Lizzie in the summertime, and it's about Lizzie Grant.
Summertime.
Yeah, because she also like like as far as I know, like also hung out with like him and Miles Kane like all the time.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah. Okay, so I just had to get my history right there. That was gonna really bug me if I got the song wrong. But my me is also She Looks Like Fun.
Yeah.
I never like when I listen to this album, I never skip a song, but this is always the one that I have gravitated towards the least. And yeah, it's like the one moment where it's like, oh my gosh. It's like it gets a little bit like, okay, what are we doing? But it's still a fun song, you
It
know?
my feeling about it is he really put on the blanket and he made it a character with
He
this one.
he said good morning cheeseburger and made it a character.
And it's like he already had the blanket and was making it a character, and then he put a blanket on top of the blanket and
And
made it
made
a
it a
character.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Girl, I am breaking Drew.
Girl.
Girl.
It's actually crazy.
You,
Okay,
I
well,
wish that people could see this. Every single time I speak, Drew starts laughing
Because you
really
no,
just
hard.
it's
pulled the most
laughing.
random things out this episode.
See, I think I'm being normal.
Oh, okay, girl.
Okay,
I wouldn't go
girl.
that far. Oh my goodness.
I
Well,
don't
okay.
know.
Let's get into our holy trinities, our
Okay.
three favorite songs. So go ahead, Drew.
So my number three is Golden Trunks.
Whoa.
Love the production in that. That was fierce. I mean,
Whoa. Wait, I'm actually surprised.
I'm
I
surprised
kind of
too.
I kind of thought Golden Trunks like might end up in like me territory.
oh,
But I'm like very pleasantly surprised because that's maybe one of the songs that like had to grow on me when the album first came out. But it's really good.
yeah. My number two is 4 out of 5. I think that is probably my favorite melody on the album. And an album that feels very not melodic focused. I think this song stands out so much. So, yeah, great showing there. My number one is She Looks Like Fun.
Whoa! Oh my
Because, girl,
God!
you cannot tell me that that is not a fucking Lestat song.
Girl,
That is a Lestat song if I had ever heard of it, girl.
I thought you were done with the Lestat tea.
Well, girl, I am, but this is the Lestat song. And she's laughing because she can't deny it, girl.
I mean,
It is so Lestat, I can't even stand it.
Whoa.
it's a gift that you've given me this additional lens to listen to it through.
Well, maybe it's your me when it's an Arctic Monkey song, but if you know that it's Lestat singing it, then it's different.
Wow.
Maybe it would
Like,
be
literally, the song
frustrating.
started, I go, oh, this is gonna be Maria's favorite. It's like a literal Lestat song. And it's your me.
Gosh. Well, that is definitely
She's not
something.
denying it.
No,
Well, I'm
no, I
here.
don't think I did at
What
all.
I'm seeing, I'm analyzing Maria right now, and
Analyze this.
I'm seeing her taking what you're saying in and
Yeah.
really understanding it and trying to reckon with it and the complications and what it means.
I'm trying to hold space with it because I didn't know this was happening.
And but it is what you wanted.
And it is what
Take
I wanted.
time to realize.
Like, I'm gonna have to. I mean, hey, maybe it's gonna make the Lestat playlist later. We'll see.
I mean, it's so Lestat Kimson. The title is even Lestat.
I mean, wow. Well, was there any
You
other
never knew.
reason that you loved it so much?
I just think it's fun. She looks like fun, and it's fun.
So you were vibing
I
with,
would. I mean, the whole album, I was just really wanting something to stand out, and so these three
right?
songs just really popped out to me.
Uh-huh.
Because I loved the production the whole way through, but like these three moments for me, I was like, oh, this is like top tier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love. Well, I definitely understand your point of view on that of like I need something to be jumping out at me and screaming.
yeah.
So I can definitely appreciate that. Nice. Okay, Levi.
Well, let's get into it here. My number three is, do you guys know what that was a reference to? I was doing the same vocal inflection as Alyssa Edwards going,
Well,
"It's real sunny up here, but I do like a little bit of shade."
I was gonna say you said it just like your Alyssa Edwards impression. So
It's real sunny up here. That's not what they're saying at the moon. So my number three
right now
is
you're putting on a sunburn, making it a character.
I've been stuck in my number three. I think I'm gonna go Star Treatment. I think Star Treatment's a really strong opener. I think it's a really strong opener. I think it sets the mood for the album incredibly well. I think that like it's the melody's meandering, but in a way that I like. It kind of takes a while to pay off, but when it does in the Martini Police refrain, it really pays off for me. And I'm like, fucking dial them up now. They come now, Martini Police. So I really like this one. And it has that like Bowie vibe that I'm just into. I think my number two is 4 out of 5. Really, again, like this one. I know this was a single, right, Maria? Was this the first single?
4 out of 5.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. And like I definitely it has that vibe. Again, I love the Taqueria line. That is one of my favorite lyrics on the entire project. Uh yeah, I mean it's a really good. Oh, I also love the thing that he says about oh, what is it? What the fucking shit? Oh, when he goes, I can lift you up another semitone. I love that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm really into semitones right now, so I really like that. And then my number one, sorry, Drew, it's American sports. I'm like gagged that that was your me because that was so obviously my number one from the second I heard it. So we're just really miss opposite on this because your me's my me. No, your me's my number one. My me's your number one. But I love American sports. That
And
to
our
me
number
was,
twos are the same.
aw, that's true. But I love this one.
Aw.
This one to me had easily the strongest melody. Easily
Oh,
the strongest melody. I love and I never thought,
It's
not in a million years, that I'd meet so many Lolas. Love that entire. That is that the chorus? That would be the chorus of this,
I would say so.
or like the refrain at least,
Yeah.
because it's repeated a
At
few times.
least.
That I'm really really into, and like I think this maybe had my favorite like production as well on the album. I think this was probably my favorite vocal moment for him. Uh, yeah. So American sports was easy number one.
Oh my God. T.
So there's some diversity in opinions.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, amazing. Well, my three in my Holy Trinity is American sports. Because, yeah, I mean, for basically copy and paste what Levi said,
Because
I
did
love
you
that song.
also never think in a million years that you'd meet this many Lolas?
Well, no. I love like the vocal performance on the song too is just so good.
Yeah, it's kind of like croony in a way that I'm into,
Right, yeah. And it's so, I mean, when you gaze at planet Earth from outer space,
which I
does
do a
it wipe
lot.
that stupid look off your face?
Yeah.
Like, girl, it's so good. My number two is Bat Phone.
New song title enter
New
the
song
chat.
alert. New song alert. Um, did you guys have any like major thoughts on this? Because it's definitely like the like tonally like the darkest one.
I didn't really.
Yeah.
No major thoughts. Okay, that's I mean
No.
that's fine. It's that's fine.
I
But
liked
you
it.
have major
I
thoughts.
liked it, and I want to know your major thoughts on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love how moody this song is. Like I
Moody.
remember like when this came out, I was like still living in my hometown. Like if I was driving home from like a friend's house like late at night, I would always put the song on in the car.
I love songs like that. Drew, did you have
Yes.
songs like that?
Can you repeat the feeling one more time?
Like I would like if I were driving at night, I would put this song on.
All by yourself?
Yeah.
I definitely remember that feeling. I just don't know the song.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Like something that's like moody, like ooh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get into the moody vibe.
Mine was always Liability by Lord.
Ooh.
Oh, not that.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I really don't know what mine was.
Well, we have time to think about it.
You never knew.
You never know. Well, yeah, I mean, I love how moody that song is. I love when like it sonically like really starts to ramp up at the end. Um, and yeah, it's just like it's a song that you can kind of it's like very almost like noir kind of vibe
No,
as well. You
yeah.
know, it's got that kind of vibe. So, yeah, that song's amazing. And then my number one, hands down, is Star Treatment.
Mm.
Like one of my favorite album openers of all time for sure. I mean, starting it with I Just Want It to Be One of the Strokes is beyond. And then, I mean, my friends and I still have gotten lots of mileage out of what do you mean you've never seen Blade Runner? Like that'll it's like hello goodbye. What do you mean you've never seen Blade Runner? You know, it's just like such a fun thing to say. Like one of my best friends, like when this album came out, he would always do the easy money that Alex sings on the song.
It's kind of like he's very vocal stem friendly.
Completely. Yes. But I love how like just this album is so drama, but I love that like this song is like one of the moments where like it really just kind of revels in being like really glamorous and dramatic and sappy and all that sort of stuff. Like I just love like it's just such like a velvety kind of song. So I love it so much. One of my favorites. Favorite album openers for sure. Um, and yeah, I like this. I mean, I think like from a visual standpoint, like all of the songs on this are like very synonymous with the album cover. Like any of these songs I can picture and I see the cover. And like you were saying, Levi, like I just love this, you know, like the 3D model of the hotel, like just existing in nothingness is just like it's so perfect. And that's what I see when I see these songs in my head, you know? So,
It's such a good album cover. Like
yeah.
it's so gaggy. Is this your favorite cover of theirs, Maria?
I mean, it probably is. That's a
I
really
mean,
good
I know that
question.
AM cover is like iconic, but like
AM cover's iconic, but it's definitely not my favorite of
I've
theirs.
just never seen any shit like this before. I've
Yeah,
seen Miss Pattern on a album cover before. I've never seen this is in different areas. Like I've never seen anything like this.
completely. I
I
think,
also love it because it's not what like when you hear the name, it's not like it was not what I was thinking of. But then when you see the cover, you can't think of
You
anything
can't think
else.
of anything else. Yes, yes.
right,
Yeah,
totally.
love that.
Yeah.
Like I would see when I thought of the what I think maybe the cover would have been like before seeing what the cover was, it would have been something like what Levi's background was. Like
Mm,
kind of like moody carpet, like kind of old fashioned, like a banquet room kind of thing. But
Right.
seeing it as this cool like 3D model, like
And there's something about it that looks like space, not just it like being surrounded in darkness, but
Yeah.
there's like a starkness to
Right.
it. There's kind of a strangeness to it that like is alien and otherworldly. It's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, I would definitely say that this one's my favorite of their album covers. I do also really like the Favorite Worst Nightmare cover and the Humbug cover as well.
Well, I mean, look at that.
Um, which also, I mean, mentioning
Oh,
Jack Skellington actually does make a cameo appearance on the Favorite Worst Nightmare cover. Now that I'm thinking about
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah, it's like it's the exterior of a building and he's like on the wallpaper of one of these rooms in the
girl, this
building.
is a kooky album cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is kooky.
And
This
Favorite
is
Worst Nightmare used to be my favorite Arctic Monkeys album before Tranquility Base came out. So,
oh, and this humbug tea's good. I like that.
yeah.
But no, there's nothing. Yeah,
No,
I think
nothing
for
even
sure it's
comes close.
tranquil. I like the car though. I do like that album cover.
hmm
I
I
think
like
a,
the color scheme of it, but I'm not crazy about.
I
I
think a
feel like it's
white
just so
border is.
plain.
I think a white border is so classy.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Georgia Post. I literally look at a
I
whiteboard.
mean,
I'm like, you're so fucking classy.
oh my God, it's the TTPD nachos.
Look, you really teed me up for this, though, Maria. Honestly, I wonder how I would feel about this album if you hadn't told me that this was their Torture Poets department. Because that
I
did
mean,
something in my brain.
like I mean, I won't go as far as to say everyone hated it because it did receive um like pretty renowned critical acclaim when it came out, but it was just like very it divided the fan base without a doubt. But I mean, I feel like it is kind of a similar experience to like what TTPD went through when it came out. So everyone was hating and then everyone, did a 180 rather, and then was like really loving it. So,
But if you're a real music person, you get it.
I mean, you get it. I'm now realizing that I neglected to share some of the album scores, so I'll just do that quickly before we get into our personal album scores. But this does have a 76 out of 100 on Metacritic, and Pitchfork gave it an 8.1. So,
So just missed out on Best New Music then,
um,
right? Because isn't you? I think you have to be 8.2 to get Best New Music.
Oh,
yeah, I don't think
dear.
this got Best New Music.
Do they choose only one a week to get that?
No, you can get multiple. You can. There's multiple. It's like
Oh,
it's
okay.
more like determined by the score. So like
Oh,
if
okay.
like things like land, if like there are multiple albums that land above the cutoff, then there'll be multiple Best
Oh,
New
I
Music.
was under the impression that like it doesn't really matter the score. They just choose what the
No,
best album of the week is.
I've read they've like published stuff about their scoring process, and it's 8.2. I think is the lowest recorded ever they've ever given Best New Music.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
like
this did not
that's
get
why they
Best
were
New Music.
shady to Madonna earlier this year. Even though they were praising her, they gave her an 8.1, so they denied her Best New Music, which is
That's so
Shade.
shady.
their
That is
shady
just so
asses.
shade.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into our utensils for our scoring. So we'll start with Drew Fork.
Yeah, this one was a little hard for me to score just because it was not my favorite. But I am going to go in the production alone. I'm going to give it a 6.5, which Maria has said is not a bad score.
I mean, I think anything above a 5 is still a favorable score.
So,
So, no, but that's fine. I'm not gonna complain about your opinion. It's your own. It's you own that.
She
You
is
own your
going to
opinion.
go into your house and monoxide you down.
Oh my God, satire, satire, satire.
Oh God, we're at that part of it. No,
We're at
the
that
score
part.
just went down zero point 0.2 points.
no. Okay, Marita.
Well, okay, so Maria Spoon, I'm going with a 9.7. I
That's
don't like, I love this so dearly. I don't think it's a perfect 10, but I
Girl,
love
I
it.
thought this would be 10 for you. That's tea.
I mean, I don't know.
What does it make it a 10? Or is it just a feeling?
she
I mean,
looks
it's
so
like a
fun.
little bit more so feeling, but there are like some instrumentation moments that I like do find a little bit abrasive, where it's sometimes it kind of takes me a little bit to get into it. Like Golden Trunks is one of those to be
Okay.
honest. Like the guitar melody in the beginning, it's like, ooh, for some like there's some moments on this album that like do sit in your ears like a little in like a little bit of an awkward way. Um,
Yeah.
like, and I do think it's intentional, but there are moments where it's like a little bit more like there's moments that are just a little bit more abrasive, and I still
Yeah.
embrace them, but I just don't, it makes it not a
It
perfect
just
song.
is what doesn't make it perfect. And
Yeah,
that's just the
yeah,
tea.
yeah. So that's T. Levi Knife, would you like to go?
Yeah, I would love to go. So I'm gonna go in at a 8.5
Nice.
because I think this is really good and I like it a lot. It just is, yeah, I mean that's what it is. I like it a lot
That's
and
what it is,
I
and you
can
like
see
it.
it growing, but for now, that's where it is. And I'm
Hey,
excited to listen to more Arctic Monkeys and that might change my opinion the more we go on.
yeah,
So,
totally. Yay. Well, I'm so glad that we've now like opened the vault to some of our, 2010s Tumblr indie rock bands. Just like music that's just very, or like bands and it just your brain goes to just like that era?
Yeah.
totally.
Like we haven't really talked about the 1975 on here like at all.
Well, a little
I
Well,
mean,
bit.
we
towards the
have
chorus
in a
episode.
sense, we have
in
in a
in the
sense.
way that you know what I mean, like
In the way that you know what I mean, but like we have in a way, but we haven't really discussed the music in that
no,
kind of way. So there's just lots of
which
uncharted
is
territory.
really tea. I mean, if
I
there
mean,
if any of those like that kind of band, 1975 would be my pick of like that's my guy. Like I've always loved their music, which
right.
made what happened even more devastating for me personally.
Right.
I should also say that our average score for Tranquility was 8.23. So a very good score for
Yes.
them. Good
Above
job.
the pitchfork, so it got best new
Yeah,
music.
we got Best New Music from
Yay, best of music.
Pop Girlies from Drew Fork, Maria Spoon, Levi Knife. That's
Yes.
all that
Yay.
matters. That's what it's
Well, yeah, I'm
about.
so glad we did this album. It was so much fun to talk about.
Yes, I loved it.
Yay. Well, Drew Wita, do you want to tell us what's next?
Yes. So next week we're gonna be doing just one of the best albums ever. Something to Give Each Other by Troye Sivan.
Yay.
Yay.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we gotta get ready for the new album.
Hmm.
And in case it's bad, we don't want that to be the first Troy experience.
Well, girl, you've said this multiple times. I don't want you to manifest a flop
Oh no,
Troy
I'm not
album.
manifesting.
Good, 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 good.
Well,
I
don't
mean,
accidentally, because
even
you know
just
that we're
saying,
powerful. Well, we're powerful, Drew.
Yeah.
yeah,
We
Well, we're the
accidentally
reason that folklore
manifest.
happened.
We're the reason why folklore and Evermore exist.
Yeah.
So you're welcome, everyone. I'm being serious, by the way. Like I'm not. If we hadn't had that conversation the day before it was announced that her next album was going to be a singer-songwritery acoustic album, it wouldn't have happened.
I mean, think about it.
Prove it
And then
wrong.
if I hadn't streamed Women in Music Part 3 the day before she announced Evermore, Haim wouldn't have been on it.
No.
Wait, that's
No.
so
That's the
good.
reason. Cause and then we were texting about and gagging about Haim, and then next fucking day, Haim, 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 Haim. I mean, that's what was happening. It was crazy. That's true. It's
I
real
wonder
true.
when will we do Evermore this Christmas time?
I'll keep you in suspense.
All right. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
That's a okay. You could. That's a reference that no one ever knows but me. But that is what Trump said in the 2016. So the beginning of our terror. In a debate, they asked him if he would accept the election results if he lost, and he goes, "I will keep you in suspense." And for some reason, that is the funniest. And I have tried to find like
Wow.
a clip of that, and I have never been able to. Nobody else references it. I have looked it up on Twitter before just
Oh
to see if people
my
tweet that.
God.
No one has ever talked, and I think it because he did his stupid hand thing that he does. He goes, "I will keep you in suspense," and it's so that's so
The
funny.
concept of that being an answer to will you accept the election results if
If
you
you lose, only if you lose,
if you lose.
I will keep you in suspense.
My
It's so funny. It's so fun.
Wow.
For some reason, the election denial stuff really gets to me because also stop the steal is or
Stop
stop
the
the count.
count.
Stop the
Stop the count is classic,
I
classic
mean,
for me. Yeah. So now you know.
oh wow. Well, on that note,
On that note,
on that note, cannot wait for Troy next week. I'm so excited. I have a reservation for the taqueria on the roof of the hotel on the moon.
I'm gonna go call the martini police.
well, I gotta go play some American sports. Henny.
Okay. Yay. Bye,
Shanti.
Pop Girlies.
Bye.